poisonous critters can't live in low-moisture food from eFoods Direct. Ask for the Alex Fall Special. The Fall Special is a 24-day supply of food in a convenient portable container. A $259 value for only $199. Save $60 on 160 servings of the best food on the planet. Call 800-409-5633 and ask for the Alex Fall Special and go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Call 24 hours, 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
You see, tyrants of the 21st century have learned to come by stealth and through bureaucracies and regional governorships that destroy your local autonomy. Lord Monckton, sorry that you were interrupted by the break. You were getting into 20 years ago.
Yes, I had breakfast with the Lord Mayor in the Mansion House. Very nice breakfast it was, too, just the two of us. And he was trying to urge me to write a leading article in the Evening Standard to advocate that the European Central Bank should be established in the United Kingdom. And I said, look, of course we're not going to put the central bank in the City of London because Britain won't be joining the euro. He said, what do you mean it won't be joining the euro? It won't be joining the European currency. I said, no, it won't. The people won't stand for that. We want to keep our currency, weak though it is. It's going to be better than what will happen to this pure political creation. And there's no way that I'm going to argue that anything from the European Union should be centred in the City of London. My advice to you is steer well clear. Well, he was rather baffled by this because, of course, the consensus among all the great and the good was that Europe was wonderful and could do no wrong. Now, the City of London is one of the major recruiting grounds for UKIP. We are raising a lot of money there. People have suddenly begun to wake up to just how dangerous this European project is. And in a way, there's enormous sadness because, of course, the City of London is the great international arm of the United Kingdom. We are not an island in the sense of the free market. We trade all over the world. And the City of London is the centre of that trade. And we've always been outward-looking, internationalist, European-minded.
And I was reading in the last few years you've lost the #1 status.
Oh, by long since, yes, and we're losing it very, very quickly now that the decline is precipitate as people are desperate to get out from under the...
So the EU bureaucrats and the traders in your country have done a wonderful, devastating job. And they brought in tons of foreigners who aren't from the UK, so they don't care if you lose your sovereignty. So it's a wonderful plan.
Well, it's a great tragedy that this independent financial centre, which ran itself, no longer has the right to run itself. It has now been made subject to the European tyranny, which is very rapidly tightening its grip and closing it down. After all, the European Union didn't want to have to compete with the City of London. If you add all the other currencies of Europe together, including the euro, it's tiny compared with the sterling area and the vast amount of sterling currency in issue. And so they have always wanted to shut the City of London down, to remove a source of competition, to remove also a symbol of freedom, because this was what Hitler always was trying to do. It was to take away all symbols of freedom so that people gradually forgot what freedom is, no longer realized they could have freedom and how wonderful it is, and became comfortable with dictatorship. That's what's being attempted here. That's why the likes of David Cameron are saying, no, we're not going to give the British people a say on the future of Britain, on the central question of whether Britain shall...
Is there a way to recall him? Because that is such a naked, arrogant, anti-sovereign, anti-choice issue, regardless of what...
All we've got is the three major political parties, the Conservatives, the Labour, and to a much lesser extent, the so-called Liberal Democrats, who are neither liberal nor democratic. These people, all of them, think the European Union is wonderful, dictatorship is marvellous, tyranny is where we want to go. And so whoever you vote for, unless you do vote for UKIP, you're not going to be voting for freedom. Now, the thing is, what UKIP's difficulty, of course, is that it is still seen, quite wrongly, as a one-issue party that only is concerned with freedom. Well, of course, even if that were the case...
Lord Monckton, hold on. I'm sorry. Most of the breaks are at the end of the hour and the start of the hour. If you can, if you've got to go ahead and leave us now. But I want to give out some websites and things and have one more question for you, and I want you to finish up on UKIP. Can you do a couple minutes with us on the other side?
Yeah, sure. Will do. Okay,
great. We're going to go to break, come back with Lord Monckton. Then I promise, I've covered a lot of news, but I'm going to get to the rest of it. We've got another guest coming up after the break. So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alex Jones. This is GCNlive.com. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on Earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. Put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Finishing up with Lord Christopher Monckton. This is a very positive thing I see happening, to have the former British Prime Minister who signed England, the UK, into the European Union, which is completely tyrannical now. Most of the countries were brought in without a vote, just like England. And now I've seen polls of 85 or more %, some as high as 90, wanting out of it. And all its taxes and regulations and the rest of it. They have members from the UK in the parliament, but it has no authority. as members of UKIP have come on, like Nigel Farage and others. So it is just absolutely stunning that it has come to this point, and our government's been signing deals with the EU to start doing trade deals. This is how they get rid of your sovereignty. So in closing, Lord Monckton, it's always darkest till the dawn, or you don't know what you have till it's gone. I mean, it always takes tyranny getting bad before people wake up. Is England starting to have its Neville Chamberlain moment, or will that come later? Because if there's now open discussions of just getting out of it entirely and calling it undemocratic by people like John Major, this has got to show there's a big wake-up call happening.
That's absolutely right. It's very interesting how the media are beginning to break on this. The BBC, of course, is part of the Marxist sort of fascist conspiracy. They will not ever represent the British people's view on this issue. They won't tell you what's really going on in Europe. To them, it's socialism writ large, and they love it. But the Daily Telegraph, the Times even, to some extent the Financial Times, certainly the Daily Mail and Daily Express, which are the big kind of medium quality but big circulation papers, they are now very, very strongly against having anything further to do with the European Union. And so gradually, the papers and the people are lining up and they're saying, no, we want our freedom back, we want our democracy back, we don't want the European currency, we don't want European tyranny, we want to elect the people who make our laws, and we don't want any laws imposed on us unless the people we elect have said that those laws should be inflicted upon us. And that is the big change which we are now increasingly demanding. UKIP is now being listened to with widespread respect on this issue, because we have been saying for years that this day would come, that people would once again want their freedom back. And your voice, Alex, is a very important one in this. People will say, oh, but he's terribly extreme. But on the other hand, on issues like this, you are in the mainstream of public opinion. The mainstream of public opinion says enough is enough, democracy is what we want, and we're going to have it, and it's just a matter of time now before the entire present political class, certainly in the UK, and I think in the United States too, is swept away and replaced by people who remember what your constitution was for. It was so that no law could be made except by people that you elected to make it. That's what we're going to have to get back to, and from my point of view, and I think from yours, Alex, the sooner the better.
Absolutely. Here's my final question for you. Well, it's a two-parter. Where do you see this fight going in the future? The way the ships are basically beginning to get into battle formation, and now there's actually opposition really starting to form. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. A. And B, you were bringing up the fact that, that I'm in the mainstream on this issue. I mean, I really find common sense is always in the mainstream. It's just ignored until the damage from not following common sense becomes so great. But they've always said we're the minority and we're crazy, not believing they're man-made global warming when the facts have been out forever. So I just think it's stick to it, tell the truth. And if you stand up against the lie and don't stop, you will always end up beating it.
I think two things are going to happen now. First of all, gradually in Britain, UKIP is going to become seen widely as respectable. That's already very largely happened. It's going to happen much more rapidly from here on. And it's that air of respectability, of no longer being an unconsidered whining fringe, that will make the difference, I think, in Britain and start leading to us beginning to capture parliamentary seats. That's thing number one. But thing number two, I think what is going to happen is that people are gradually going to try and insulate themselves from their governing class. They're going to start running their own independent, privately run currencies. I'm already working on this at the moment. And the idea here is that we issue a currency which is not printed or minted, so you can't fall foul of the law there. It's purely electronic. But it can't inflate because it'll be fully backed by assets. I'm not going to bore you with the technicalities, but what I'm really saying is that what is gradually happening here is that people are saying we can no longer trust the government to do things for us, like making foreign treaties or issuing currencies. So we are going to start doing this for our